When I bought my first home at 23, everyone said I was too young to handle it. Maybe they were right. I had no idea how bad the HOA could be. But what they didn't count on was that I'd fight back harder than any of them expected. My name's Eli. I grew up poor, working odd jobs since I was 15. I skipped the expensive college route and went straight into the trades, electrical work, then plumbing. By 21, I'd saved enough to put a down payment on a small 2-bedroom townhouse in a nice suburb. It was old but sturdy, and most importantly, it was mine. When I signed the papers, the realtor handed me the thick HOA handbook. I skimmed it, thinking, keep your lawn neat, don't paint your house neon green, blah blah blah. I figured I'd have no problems. I was wrong because I hadn't met Karen yet. Yes, her real name was Karen. Karen Eldridge, HOA president, neighborhood busybody, and the self-appointed guardian of the community aesthetic. She was in her 50s, with a helmet of blonde hair, oversized sunglasses, and an attitude that could sour milk. First, she came off fake nice. She brought me cookies when I moved in, told me about the block parties, gave me tips about trash day and recycling rules. But pretty soon, she was knocking on my door every other week with some complaint. First, my lawn was half an inch too long. Then, she didn't like that I parked my old blue pickup in the driveway. It was unsightly. Next, she said my welcome mat was not HOA approved. I laughed it off. I thought, she can't really do anything, right? Wrong. One day, I got a letter taped to my door, a notice of violation and a fine. Apparently, my truck violated community standards. I checked the handbook, nothing about trucks being banned. Emailed her. No reply. I called the HOA office. Straight to voicemail. 2 weeks later, I got another letter. This time saying if I didn't pay the fines and remove the offensive vehicle, the HOA would pursue legal action, including eviction. Eviction, for parking my own truck in my own driveway. I was furious. I knew I hadn't broken any rules, so I did my homework. I read every page of the HOA bylaws. I highlighted every line about parking. And when Karen knocked on my door to chat, I told her to get off my porch, politely at first. She didn't like that. A week later, I woke up to find my truck towed. Karen had called a tow company, claiming it was abandoned. I got it back at my expense, but I was done playing nice. I filed a police report for unauthorized towing. Then things got really weird. One night, my Ring doorbell recorded Karen sneaking onto my porch at midnight. She was pouring something over my welcome mat. Bleach. She wanted to ruin it to force me to replace it. I called the cops again. They said they'd look into it. Nothing happened. So, I posted the footage in our neighborhood Facebook group, along with every letter she'd sent me. I didn't call her out by name. I didn't have to. Everyone knew. Comments flooded in. Turns out, I wasn't the only one she'd harassed. An older couple down the street, a single mom 2 doors over, even a veteran who dared to fly his flag on a non-approved pole. I decided enough was enough. I installed more cameras. I got a lawyer, a bulldog named Angie who loves fighting HOAs. Together, we built a case for harassment, trespassing, property damage, and misuse of HOA funds. The final straw came when Karen decided to inspect my house while I was at work. She literally let herself into my backyard to document violations. My neighbor, a retired cop, saw her climbing my fence and called it in. This time, the police didn't shrug. They arrested her on the spot for trespassing and vandalism. When they searched her phone, they found photos of other people's backyards and garages, stuff she had no right to look at. She tried to spin it like she was doing her duty as HOA president. But the judge didn't buy it. She got hit with charges for trespassing and criminal mischief. The HOA board held an emergency meeting and voted her out unanimously. When she tried to show up at the next board meeting, they had security escort her off the property. As for me, I sued the HOA for the illegal towing, harassment, and the fines they tried to stick me with. They settled for a nice chunk, enough to cover my legal fees and a new welcome mat. The new one says, "Karen's not welcome." I still live here. My truck still parks right in the driveway. My grass is whatever length I want. And every time someone tries to pull HOA nonsense on me, I remind them what happened to Karen.